Hello and welcome back to Lexi the Stitch Witch. Today we're going to talk about one finished object, some new cast-ons to talk about, and then I also want to tell you about a test knit that I'm taking part of and a wool festival that I went to last weekend with my best friend and the yarn that I bought when I was there. So let's just get into it. Episode 2, here we go. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. It is the 12th of October. As you can see, the lighting is much better this time because it's way earlier in the evening and it's actually sunny outside. So hopefully this won't take too long and you'll actually be able to see everything and the colours of everything without me having to edit it to hell. So let's get into it. First off, what I'm wearing. This is not a knit jumper, this is crochet. This is the second sweater I ever made, it's kind of special. This is the Hazelnut Henley sweater by Stitchberry. I believe her name is Grace. This Hazelnut Henley sweater is made in Winter Glow Solid by Hobbii. This is a 51% wool and 49% acrylic blend, and it is 350 meters per 100 grams. And this is the color 30, which I believe is oat, maybe? Okay. That was what I'm wearing. Now on to my finished object. My only finished object today is this, the Time Wool Tell jumper by Annalisa Filippi. See, I remembered her name this time, I wrote it down. The pattern is really nice. I finished it yesterday and I blocked it and it dried out in the sun. It was quite windy and sunny, so it dried quite quickly, thankfully, even though it's quite cold. It's really soft and drapey now that it's been blocked. And I think the colour work really evened out with blocking. Even though, I mean, you can see that there's some messy parts still, but I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to put it on for you. There we go. It fits. The neckline is a bit larger than I would want. Maybe I'll put like an elastic through it or something. But yeah, I think the colour work turned out really nicely. The length of it is good. I like this. I can tuck it in a little bit, give a little French tuck. That's kind of cute. I could even tuck it into like a skirt or something. However, and you have probably already seen this, it is too tight in the arms. I didn't follow the pattern for the arms because I figured I've made a lot of sweaters in the past. I'll just go for it. I know how to make sleeves. I did not know how to make sleeves. I forgot that this was not a raglan. This is a circular yoke, which I'm not very used to. So I mess it up, and they are also a bit too short. But they are way too tight because the rest of the jumper is a little bit roomy. So it just looks weird that the sleeves are really tight. So I am gonna have to fix that probably before I enjoy wearing this very much. But I just do not have it in me right now to rip back the entire sleeves and redo them. I will do that because I don't like leaving things unfinished, but I don't think I have it in me. So I think I'm just gonna deal with it and then I'll fix it maybe in like February. Maybe I'll do like a fix it February. I love this yarn. Oh yeah, the ribs. So for the cuffs, I did 1x1 rib, just normal. But for the bottom rib, I did a 2x2 rib here. And I really like it actually. It looks really, really stylish and clean. I did a tubular cast off on this and I made it a little bit too tight, but I don't really mind. I would rather have it a bit too tight than have it flare out. Apart from the sleeves not being fully finished and the ends not being woven in, I am classifying this as a finished object. This is done for now. And I'm gonna wear it during this winter, and then in Fix It February, I'll fix the sleeves. Maybe I'll even film it, make it a fun little video, and you can laugh at my suffering of having to rip back a fluffy yarn and then re-knit them. Anyway, this is made in Drops Air, colour 5, and then the contrast colour for the sheepies is just a beigey colour that was left over from a previous project. I have about this much, almost an entire ball left. And I mean, if nothing else, I'm going to need it for when I redo the sleeves, so I don't have to buy another skein for that. So this is going to be clutch. It's going to be good for that. So, Drops Air, time will tell. Okay, I'm going to take this off now. Because wool is hot enough, I do not need to wear alpaca right now. Fold it, nice. Put that away. There we go. If you saw my first video, which was my previous video, I told you about the Petit Jardin by Anna-Bia Hansen, which I'm knitting in Pasquale Pinta. I have not worked on it at all since I filmed that first podcast episode, because I just haven't felt like it, because it's such a summery knit and it's full on autumn here in Sweden right now. Everyone's, you know, drinking pumpkin spice lattes and all the jumpers are coming out, all the sweaters are coming out, the hats, the scarves. So I just haven't felt like knitting on the summer knit. So maybe I'll just put it in hibernation and work on it during the winter when I'm starting to get excited for spring instead. We'll see. But yeah, so I haven't worked on that at all, so I'm not going to show it again because nothing's changed since the last episode that I filmed. Now on to my whips that I am going to share today. First off, just let me... I have 4 whips. Actually 5, but 4. So the first whip I'm going to share today is a new cast on since the first episode, and this is a vanilla sock in this lovely hand-dyed brown kind of speckled variegated yarn. This is just a vanilla sock with a 2x1 rib and then an Eye of Partridge heel flap. Really nice. I've never done that before. I've only done the normal slip stitch heel. So this is the same principle, but every right row where you slip the stitches, you offset the slipped stitches by 1 so that it creates kind of a diamond pattern rather than those straight slip stitch lines. And it looks really nice actually in this sort of variegated yarn. It gives it a really interesting structure and texture with the colours and everything. So I really like that. So I've just about joined in the round again, do the gusset and the body. And yeah, I mean, I should be done quite soon. This is my on the go project at the moment. So I cast this on because I was like at a training thing with work. So a lot of just sitting around and listening, and I have quite a few of those training sessions coming up in the next few weeks where I just sort of have to sit there and listen and, you know, partake in the discussions and such, and a sock is easy enough to just do. I bought this yarn sometime in the spring, secondhand, and it's just been laying around taunting me because it's so nice, and I just realised I need a pair of socks for myself, and I want them to be these brown. I love them. Oh, also, this is my beginning of round stitch marker. This actually comes from a keychain that I got from a local animal park that we have. It's called Nordens Ark. It's really good. It's really nice. So when I was there last year, I saw these really tiny felines called the palace cat. They are so cute. They are adorable. Actually, I need to go get the keychain. I need to show you this. It's so cute. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. So we went to this animal park last year, me and my brother and some of his friends, and we saw these palace cats. Now, they had had babies recently, but the babies were big enough to be out in the big enclosure, so we could actually see them, and they were just playing and everything. I'll put a few videos here on the side. And they were so cute, and they're super tiny, and they're just adorable. So then when we were leaving, I went into the gift shop, and they had a keychain with the palace cat on it. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so cute. But anyway, yeah, so attached to this keychain, there was a little palace cat paw. And I just decided that this is perfect for stitch marker. So I use that as my beginning of round stitch marker for special projects. And I want to feel fancy. So yeah, that is what I'm using for this vanilla sock. Oh yeah, the yarn. I mean, it looks a bit like an egg, but it's kind of de-caked itself. But I mean, it works for me. Good enough. I mean, it lives in my tote bag all the time, so that's okay. This is a hand-dyed merino sock yarn from a Swedish hand dyer who sadly is no longer in business. So I got this secondhand on Facebook Marketplace. This is by a hand dyer who was called Fru Valborg, which is Mrs. Walpurgis. So Walpurgis night is a very important holiday here in Sweden where we, light a bonfire at the end of April. We light a big bonfire and sort of celebrate that winter is over, summer is here. This, oh, look at this label. I'm just in love. I'm so sad that she's not in business anymore, but it happens. So this is the Merino Swirl Zebra in the color Drifting. This is 80% merino superwash and 20% nylon. It is 366 meters per 100 grams. So just a fingering sock yarn. And the swirl zebra is because it has these, it's plied with different colors. So every now and then you get these really cool effects in the yarn. But like I said, she's no longer in business, so you sadly cannot get this yarn anymore unless you get it secondhand. I do actually have another skein by her that I bought at the same time, but I don't really know what I want to do with that, so I'm just going to keep it and then I'll decide when I decide. So I'm just going to wait until it speaks to me and tells me what it wants to be, basically. That was my first whip, the vanilla sock with Eye of Partridge heel. The next whip is a gift. I started it today, so I haven't gotten very far. And this is for my cousin's baby who was born earlier this year. We're going down to celebrate her a bit in November, in about a month. So I just thought that it would be really cute to give them some little baby socks. So I'm making them to fit a 1-year-old because I would rather have them be a bit big and then the baby can wear the socks next year or in the spring, And this is the Stretchy Baby Socks by Fabienne Schulte. It is a free pattern. I haven't gone very far yet. I'll show you them when they're done, maybe, hopefully. It is made in some vintage merino Lanett by SandnesGarn that my best friend gave to me when I mentioned that I was going to do some baby knitting. And this is just a standard superwash merino fingering. Now, my best friend did also give me some other vintage baby yarns, some more Lanett with a different ball band in white or cream, I guess, and then some other from Garn, which is Norwegian, I think, and then some baby cotton and such. So I do have a bit more baby yarn. Baby. Here's my cat. Hi. He did also give me some other baby yarns, so maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll do a hat, but we'll see. We'll see. I have about a month, so no rush. Hello. Yes, I love you. My next whip is a scrap busting project, and this is a scrappy blanket. So this is the Excavation blanket by Jana Pihota. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's really written to just use any scraps you have, really. So you start with the one that you have least of and then work your way up. And the main idea is that it's garter stitch, so it's really easy. It's just knitting back and forth, and you do 2 rows of a color, and then you cut the yarn and leave a long end, and then you add the next color and you do 2 rows and so on, and then you tie the ends together so that you don't have to weave them in, and then you can trim them so that they're all the same length and they become the fringe of the blanket. It's genius. So you get fringe on one end like this. This is going to take forever, but this is just sort of when I feel in the scrappy mood, I can do this, and I can just pick whatever colors I have. So the yarns that I'm using for this are mostly acrylic yarn from my stash that I had gotten when I crocheted a lot, and then I never actually ended up using very much of it. So I have lots of different colors. I'll just show you a few of them. These are 3. Oh wow, look at that. I have a lot of colors. These are just 3 of them: a yellow, an orange, and a blue. As you can see, there's lots of different colors here. So I'm not going to show you all of them, but most of them are Amigo XL by Hobbii, which is just an acrylic. I guess it's DK or worsted, I think. Maybe you'll see the progress every now and then as well. So for now, they're on these, but I will transfer it to a circular when it gets a bit bigger, because it's almost too big now. I can squish it a bit, but all of my long needles are busy at the moment, or my long cords, I guess. So I need to get more needle cords, or I just need to finish my whips instead of letting them hibernate forever. Anyway, the Excavation blanket. The next whip, or the next 2 whips, are for test knit. I am participating in the test knit for the Gecko Mitts. It is in either ribbing or half brioche, so you get both in the pattern, so you can choose. And then you can also choose DK or Aran weight, and you can also choose to do single color or striped. And there's lots of sizes, from baby sizes to adult hands. And the pattern is coming out in early December. The test knit started on Friday. It is now Sunday, and I cast on yesterday morning and finished the first mitt. I'm gonna put it on. It's not for me, so this looks like it's too small for me. It's so cute. Yeah, so here you see that slip stitch that goes up here with the increases, and then when you turn around and you see the front, you'll see that it travels up along here, and then the thumb you can just make however long you want, and the same with the length of the fingers. This is going to be maybe for my sister, maybe for my mum. I haven't decided yet, but their hands are a bit smaller than mine. So I made this for them, and obviously I need to finish the other one, and I also need to weave the ends in because I haven't done that. I almost forgot to tell you, this is stash yarn that are also leftovers. That I also bought when I learned how to crochet. This is also from Hobbii. It's a sort of, hang on. So it is this sort of rainbowy, variegated, dark moody color. And then I'm holding it together with a purple mohair, also from Hobbii. So I finished one. I am going to start the other one probably next week or the week after that. But I also figured that I wanted to make sure that I'm getting the correct measurements and gauge for the size that I'm doing, so that I can give good feedback on the project, or on the pattern rather. So I decided to cast on another one with another yarn for myself, and with a slightly bigger needle than the pattern suggests. So let me put on the the second sample for you. This is my second sample, and as you can see, I chose to do the 1x1 ribbing with 2 colours. So I have this tweedy burnt orange and this sort of tweedy apple green. And I've just about started doing the increases for the palm of the hand. I love these colours. They're so cute. They're so autumny. These are Tweed Delight, also by Hobbii. And these are 85% wool and 15% synthetic fibres. And these are the colours 18 and 21. I do have a bit to go still, but because of the gift knitting for my cousin's baby that I'm doing, I decided to put these on hold because the deadline is sooner for the baby knitting than it is for the end of the test knit. And I will make sure that I also finish a matching pair for the test knit as well. But I already know that everyone I know is going to get these mitts for Christmas this year because they are so fun to knit. It's addicting. It's really easy, but it's also interesting enough to keep you going. Like potato crisps, like you just want to have another one, and then, oh, I just have another one, and oh, maybe just one more, and you just want to keep going. So as I said, I started and finished this yesterday in one day. So I think for sure that this is going to be Christmas gifts for my entire family, all of my friends, everyone I know. Just if you know me, you're getting them. That was the Gecko Mitts test knit for Maya Déglon at Maya Tinks. Recommend it. Go check her out. Now I want to talk to you about acquisitions and plans. So last weekend I went to a wool festival on a sheep farm that's regionally close to where I live. I went there with my best friend who recently moved close to me, which I'm super happy about. And we walked around. There were lots of vendors, there were lots of sheep farmers, there was an alpaca farmer, hand dyers, and a lot of spinning fibre, a lot, and also felting fibre and such, but also quite a lot of yarn and, you know, sheep rugs, sheep skins, lots of different handcrafted woolen products. It was just amazing. And we got to pet the sheep, which was really cute. I'll make sure to include some different B-roll of when we went there here at the side so that you can see, because it's really, really cute. So this sheep farm is called Östra Sheep Farm, and it's in the southwest of Sweden, and it's in this beautiful area in the forest. It's like the Enchanted Woods, basically, when you drive there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And every year they have this wool festival where they invite lots of different vendors and creators and sheep farmers and such. And you can go visit and you can, you know, go see the sheep, and they have some food there. They have like a shop on the farm, a farm shop with things from their own sheep, as well as some Swedish producers of wool and wool products and related things. It's a really nice place. So I really enjoyed it. I know my best friend really enjoyed it as well. He got a lot of spinning fibre because he hand spins on a drop spindle. I want to learn how to spin, but that's not really in the budget for me right now. So I'm planning on learning how to spin next year. I'm planning on getting an e-spinner eventually because I don't have space for a proper spinning wheel, even though that would be beautiful. So anyway, the acquisitions that I got. I forgot to bring them with me. So I bought in total 3 skeins of yarn. I do have solid plans for 2 of them and tentative plans for the 3rd. Let's talk about that first. So this is a merino silk blend in this beautiful dusty pink, super shiny, semi-solid color. This is just a fingering, 100 grams, and this is in the color butterflies in the stomach. It's so cute. It's so like Valentine-y and sweet pink. I love it so much, and it's super shiny and so soft. So this is by Linda Fridholm, and with this I am planning on making some sort of textured cowl. I don't quite know which one. I have a few ideas, but I'm just going to let this sort of rest a bit, and then maybe I'll do that for spring, because I think this would be super cute as like a Valentine's Day knit, and then I can wear it during the end of winter and the beginning of spring. Because it's 50% silk and 50% merino, I think this would be great for a springtime cowl. Just kind of tug it on and keep warm. And the silk is going to be really smooth, so it's not going to bother my neck. I'm really excited about this. So that was the first thing I got. The Merino Silk by Linda Fridholm, Handgjord Lyxdesign. The second thing I got at the Wool Festival is, oh, this is so cute. So I mentioned earlier that there was this vendor or farmer from an alpaca farm. So she has alpacas. She's in Sweden, which is, we don't have a lot of alpacas in Sweden, so that's quite special. So she was selling yarn from her own alpacas. It's so gorgeous, you guys. Okay, so these are the skeins that I got. Look at these. And they have pictures of the actual alpacas that the yarn came from, that the fibre came from. So this one on top, the brown one, this alpaca is named Bessie, and this light coloured alpaca is named Bianca. It's so cute, and I love that I know the actual individual animals that this came from, and they are so soft. Oh god, I love them. So they are a 2-ply. They are about 250 meters per 100 grams. But yeah, it's just so lovely to have alpaca yarn that's from Swedish alpacas. The person selling this yarn is the person actually, you know, owning and taking care of these alpacas. It's just wonderful. With these, I am planning on making the Kitten Catch Mittens by Florence Miller. I saw this pattern the first time that Florence put it on her Instagram, and I fell in love immediately, and I knew that I needed it. So the second it actually came out as a pattern, I bought it right away. They are so cute. And the little fish on the thumb, do you see this? It's so cute. I can't wait. Oh, demon cat in the bag. It's so adorable. And I think that it's just going to be so nice with this kind of amber brown and the cream. It usually doesn't get very cold here until January, so I'm not in a rush. I'll cast them on when I cast them on. And they are only one size, which I understand because of the complicated colour work, but my hands are maybe a bit bigger than typical women's hands. So I actually think that will be fine. I'll just go up in the needle size a little bit because this yarn is a little bit thicker as well than the intended yarn in the pattern. And I'll swatch, make sure that my stitch gauge should fit me with my hand circumference. And then I'll just kind of wing it. Have thicker yarn, bigger needles, that'll give me a bigger size. And maybe I'll have to adjust and kind of fudge some increases or decreases here and there, but that's okay. I think it's not going to be super visible anyway. The daylight is dwindling a bit. As you could see, my cat's demon eyes are glowing. She has super reflective eyes. I'm not really sure why, but she just does. I want to thank you for all the nice comments on my first ever video, and thank you to my sister for helping me figure all this out. I am planning on getting a ring light so that you can actually see me properly even when I'm filming in low daylight. which is happening right now. It's just really fun to be able to talk about my crafting and my knits and also my purchasing, because I do care a lot about sustainability and, you know, consuming as sustainably as is possible in capitalism, right? It's like that dopamine hit of buying stuff and, ooh, shiny, new, you know? Or do I actually have a plan for this yarn? Or do I see myself having a plan for this yarn? So yeah, I'm just trying to be more mindful about that. And now Cosmos is demanding some dinner. She's very hungry. Her dinner is, what, half an hour late? Because I was filming this. So she's very upset about that right now, actually. She's starving. She's never had food. Clearly, you can see she's emaciated. Clearly, you can see there's no belly on this thing. She does not like to be held. I should let her go. Sorry, baby. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know if you maybe want to start a knitting podcast. It would be really fun to follow each other and support each other and help each other out with editing and stuff. Please like the video, maybe comment, and please subscribe if you want to. I'll try to update semi-regularly, and maybe I'll do some pattern roundups in the future. And at some point, I'm planning on doing a stash busting where I just use up all my scraps and such, because I do have quite a lot of scraps. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Now I'm gonna go feed my cat and feed myself and then do some baby knitting. Thank you and goodbye. I feel awkward still, again. Once again, didn't we already? What is this? Can you please? Maybe we'll just have to do that. Yeah, that's cute.